Ah, welcome back. Glad you could make it. I didn't know if you'd made it this far through. 10 episodes, it's a long time. Especially since most of them are about half an hour. Ooh. Anyway, when you joined me last, I just finished off the band 2, which had knocked out a nice front there. So he can move up over there. You can provide support to Yucatan if it was necessary. You're all perfectly positioned to look menacing. And you can attack the Persians in Persia. It'll be quite a fight. Could always use the I'll use the Greek source of fealty because it's not very good, and that's only a size 6. And although they've got a big empire, there's not much in the way of resources they'll be providing. Much of a challenge. I might have a science Eureka as well, just to. Yeah, Greek source of fealty and a science Eureka. Since I am fighting for the entirety of Eurasia, I may as well take it seriously. And here we go. Don't know why I make you sit through the loading sequence. I'm just like that. I'm going to start at the. Oof, God, that's strong. Southern comfort while I'm. Apple juice. That doesn't fit. I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, making you sit through the loading sequence. I could just start it from the start this battle, this bit here, but I'm not going to. You see, we're looking very evenly matched. They've got one reinforced from the Caucasus. Sorry, I've got one from the Urals. He's playing the Russian power of the fealty. And I'm playing the Greek, and I've also got a science Eureka, because that's fitting with the whole, Greek thing with the knowledge. The Russian, that's quite a tricky one. That'll make his territory difficult to move into, very attrition heavy. You also get a bonus in collecting oil as well, I think, but that's not for this age. That's for some former. So I'll move you over there. You can go over there. You can start collecting knowledge right away. He said spending everything. You can build a temple. You woodcutter's camp. A lumber mill, which is pretty nifty. Built up my economy nice and strong, which is why I like Science Eureka. Also makes all the other techs slightly. Look at that, 38 wood. That's all I need for. So discover economy 1 compass. Discover politics if I must. No, nothing wrong with politics. It's just the people that practice it. Oh well, I'm cynical. So cynical. Another scholar. Can you build a second city? Let's push the boundaries here. Literally. Because this is quite a small map compared to the last one. You might have as much to do with the size and the strategic map, because Southern Africa is quite large, if you knew that. Huh. changed. I know that much. Look, you just stop being an arse, okay? The game's only just started. We're 2 minutes in. We're very equally matched in terms of armies. So you've got quite a lot of, you know, heavy infantry to say you've only just started. I'm suspicious. You know, it might not be a bad idea to build some, you know, a barracks and stable. And perhaps a second city less obnoxiously placed. In fact, that's not a bad place. It's got plenty of wood. Oh, hold on, something's happening. My scout, my beautiful scout. Oh well. He did his job, but evidently not well enough. What is it with these computer players? And all of a sudden, they're being really quite aggressive. They're usually quite well against crossbowmen, apparently. Could have fooled me there. And you don't just stand there. And you discover Republic. You build a city out the way down here. We have to draw up some battle lines. Maybe I'll make them marginally in my favour. But also, and we're all out of that. And what was the point in that? I need a market to start buying wood, but I need wood before I can start with the market. You know what I hate? Spies. You build a granary. You build a woodcutter's camp. Things are being so hectic, I don't know if I've built a mine yet. You build a mine, then build a smelter. You build a university. You don't build a market because you can't afford it. And these load of citizens to make the place work. You also probably need a load of citizens to make the place work. You build a temple. Siege factory. Let's do something. If I just pile on the pressure. I might be able to stave off an attack of sorts. Ooh, it's built a load of heavy knights. Then you need 3 caravans, 2 merchants. staff. Oh, it's so busy. I hadn't built a mine at the capital. Let's see. Kind of texts are cheap. That's the advantage of being Greek, or pseudo-Greek. And the tower there, and the tower there. Not that it'll do much to stop a determined invasion, but it's a token gesture. A token gesture. That's bearing in mind that a token, a gesture and a token are basically synonymous. Have a token gesture. That was pretty symbolic. What's he built over there? It's okay, we've knocked out the bombards. We seem to be killing the spies pretty efficiently as well. Ah, war elephants. I really don't like them. It's pretty novel, but I don't like them. Why? Because they're bloody devastating. Look at that. Let's finish it off. There we go. Let's see if you can't bribe one of those units or something. I'm leading them to my capital. That's a sound strategy. They parked the supply wagon there. That's a sound strategy on their port that I've not discovered. I don't know if it is yet. Right. Advanced Enlightenment Age. That needs a lot more units. Probably needs another farm as well. Smashing, that was quick. And the granary. barracks. And a stable and a siege workshop. And a tower. And a few more units, a few more citizens just to make the place look presentable. You can all get back to work. You can start collecting rare resources. You can build a dock in the Straits of Hormuz. Well, you're a bit late. Have a little more patience, probably save yourself lots of money. Come on, research. I don't have an army as such at the moment, do I? It's a little worrying. Now, being Persian, interesting fact, they actually have two capitals. So you have to capture them both in order to win. Build a mortar, and I believe you have to rebuild supply wagons as well because they managed to destroy them. Isn't it great being Inca? Just look at all the gold I'm able to spend. Let's do the couple more units. Research democracy, monotheism, and now I'm leaping ahead in terms of score. Printing press, crop rotation, logging industry, gold casting, bombardment. He's changed his government, I don't care. If he's going to be sending war elephants, I believe that Carabiners do quite well. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce that. Well, that sounds about right, doesn't it? Oh, they've got gems. And they're going to attack one of my cities. And this game seems like a perfect time to demonstrate the AI's defense mechanism. They're going to attack Pasgade. And they should turn round. Oh, here we go. Now all I have to do is be ready for them when they do arrive. Whoa. Smart move on that part. know what I should have done? I should have built up an army first. Lesson learned there. Built up a bit of time then. Okay, everyone run away. We'll revise and rethink. Yeah, they're chasing us now. Well, now they're giving up the chase. Need to rebuild my artillery because it's slow, it got destroyed. We could probably do with another supply wagon as well. Not them being particularly paranoid, but they have got that Russian power, you know, Russian winter. You know, of course, that the Russian winter does follow political boundaries. Stupid game. Look, why are they doing so well? You tell how much you don't like war elephants and the number of carabiners. I've been told they're good against them, but I haven't yet to see it. What do you mean you've given up? I don't care if it bankrupts you. That's some good fighting to the death they're doing there. There's one thing that doesn't heal is the supply wagon, I don't think. It's always going to be on 17 hit points, unless somebody attacks it, in which case it won't be on 17 hit points, but something less. I wonder who's got the bigger economy. I imagine it's me, to be honest. Perhaps marginally. So I'm going to do what all big economies do and outproduce the enemy. That is how all wars are won. Greater industrial strength, a greater sort of ability to take advantage of industrial production over a greater period of time. If you follow the tenets of economic history, you could use that to basically plot the course of the Second World War when you look at respective industrial strengths and the country's relative strengths indicate who's winning at a particular point. Early on in the war, when it was Japan versus China, Japan had a larger industrial base. Then Germany against Poland, and the UK against Poland, pretty much. Okay, there was some tactical flair in the whole conquest of France. But in terms of, I mean, especially when you get to the war's end, when you have the Soviet Union and the Americans fighting against the Germans. The Germans had a pretty good economy, but it wasn't enough to beat the combined might of the US and the US, the USSR, and Britain to a lesser extent. I say lesser extent. Not practically equal. Perhaps the Germans are slightly larger industrial strength than the British, not excessively so. Anyway, while we're just talking about that, I seem to have won a battle. See if I can't rival war elephants. That'd be cool. I've lost my artillery because I don't know what it looks like. There it is. Yes! Weak versus archers and gunpowder infantry. What am I attacking? Archers and gunpowder infantry. Down it goes. Oh, attacking with hordes of caravans. Oh, that's another unique trait to the Persians. They always have the maximum number of